Your note on the fridge still smells like rain, ink like a river on a window pane. I stand in the kitchen with the morning gray, counting the drips while the past won't drain. The clock ticks steady like a porch swing chain. Floorboard creaks say your old sweet name. Steam curls up like a faithful friend. I read every word again. Some letters heal, some letters sting. I read it every time the kettle sings. Your note on the fridge still smells like rain. I read it every time the kettle sings. Between the hush and the whistle's refrain, I hear the promise and the parting things. If love's in the lines that the weather can't tame, let the water rise and the memory rain. Your note on the fridge still smells like rain. I read it every time the kettle sings. By the window the basil leans toward light. Your coffee mug waits for another night. Photographs curl at the edges a bit, like the corners of a smile when we almost quit. I measure the sugar, I measure the egg. 2 spoons for courage, 3 for the break. Stir in circles like the years we spun, round and round till the silence won. There's truth in the quiet between the dings. I read it every time the kettle sings. Your note on the fridge still smells like rain. I read it every time the kettle sings. Between the hush and the whistle's refrain, I hear the promise and the parting things. If love's in the lines that the weather can't tame, let the water rise and the memory rain. Your note on the fridge still smells like rain. I read it every time the kettle sings. About summer in a borrowed truck, about finding a road and a little more luck. Said if the storm breaks early, I'll be home by dark. Left a kiss in the margin like a sparrow's mark. Now thunder's a rumor far off the ridge, and the only sure thunder is that old kettle's hiss. I press the paper to my chest like prayer, swear I catch your breath in the kitchen air. I can hold her, I can learn to bring. I read it every time the kettle sings. Your note on the fridge still smells like rain. I read it every time the kettle sings. Between the hush and the whistle's refrain, I hear the promise and the parting things. If love's in the lines that the weather can't tame, let the water rise and the memory rain. Your note on the fridge still smells like rain. I read it every time the kettle sings. The sky will clear its throat and send you back on a brighter note. Maybe I'll learn what the quiet brings, to listen for love in the smallest things. Till then the steam on the window writes our names in fog for a second of light. Rain on the roof, tea on the tongue, the words you left keep coming undone. Sun breaks through and the linoleum shines, tiny gold rivers in crooked lines. I fold your letter but I never fold you, leave it under the magnet like we always do. If home is a kettle that calls me near, I'll answer that whistle year after year. I'll breathe in the paper, the ink, the spring, and read it when the kettle sings. From first light's hush to evening's wings, I read it every time the kettle sings. Your note on the fridge still smells like rain. I read it every time the kettle sings. Between the hush and the whistle's refrain, I hear the promise and the parting things. If love's in the lines that the weather can't tame, let the water rise and the memory rain. Your note on the fridge still smells like rain. I read it every time the kettle sings. warm cup by your favorite chair, steam rising like a whispered prayer. Your note on the fridge still smells like rain. I read it every time the kettle sings.
Griddle talks and moonlit grease, neon hums a halo on the glass. I flip the night from left to right, count the miles in every passing cab. Salt and sugar share a shaker, like two names we used to rhyme. Table 9 keeps one place open, silverware lined like railroad time. Out past town the dark is wider, but in here songs remember light. I keep the jukebox humming for the ghost and truck stop saints, pour the coffee for the highway and the ache the silence paints. You still walking when the bell rings in the doorway of my mind. I set a plate that no one claims, keep your order warm at table 9. Cash drawer clicks like distant signals, pies breathe cinnamon and steam. Diesel prayers in denim jackets leave their stories, take their leave. I wipe the counter like a page where your laughter used to sign. Ketchup blooms a red reminder, roses poured from another time. Some goodbyes don't slam or shatter, they just dim like diner lights. I keep the jukebox humming for the ghost and truck stop saints, pour the coffee for the highway and the ache the silence paints. You still walking when the bell rings in the doorway of my mind. I set a plate that no one claims, keep your order warm at table 9. Your order lives in muscle memory, eggs over easy, wheat toast jam. I hear you ask for extra cherry like a secret only counters understand. Outside the semis braid the night, low and lonely, steady spine. Inside the clock right circles, loops that lead me back in time. Maybe love is kitchen hours, quiet work and patient heat. Maybe faith is turning bacon till the morning finds its feet. So I stack the cups like little chapels, wide and waiting, clean and kind, and let the jukebox keep a vigil for the life we left behind. I keep the jukebox humming for the ghosts and truck stop saints. Pour the coffee for the highway and the ache the silence paints. You still walk in when the bell rings in the doorway of my mind. I set a plate that no one claims. Keep your order warm at table 9. I keep the jukebox humming for the ghost and truck stop saints. Pour the coffee till the neon trades its blue for morning lines. If the years won't bring you back here, still the sugar pours just fine. I set a plate that no one claims. Keep your order warm at table 9. I set a plate no one claims. Keep your order warm at table 9. Grandma's recipe cards taste like Sundays. Butter on the breath of every line, flour on the counter like a snowfall. Apron strings and gospel time, her handwriting curls like steam from coffee. Smudged with love and sunlight shine, she'd hum a hymn while the clock kept ticking. Child, take one day and make it kind. Every stain's a story I can't lose, every crease a prayer I still use. Grandma's recipe cards taste like Sundays, butter and mercy that forgives everything. Fold in the sorrow, sweeten the heartache, let the oven of patience sing. Pass down the bowl, pass down the blessing, measure with a wedding ring. Grandma's recipe cards taste like Sundays, butter and mercy that forgives everything. The difference between simmering and boiling, between speaking and letting be. She'd say, don't rush a pot that's loyal. Good love needs time to see. There's gravy on the edge of grace, jam on the edge of truth, and forgiveness rising slow and steady like a biscuit in its youth. If you burn the pan, start again, turn the page and count to 10. Grandma's recipe cards taste like Sundays, butter and mercy that forgives everything. Fold in the sorrow, sweeten the heartache, let the oven of patience sing. Pass down the bowl, pass down the blessing, measure with a wedding ring. Grandma's recipe cards taste like Sundays, butter and mercy that forgives everything. There's a grease spot where she wrote, be gentle. A tear where darling Wade once lived. Add a pinch of salt to the temper, and a cup of what you're willing to give. I taste July in the peach preserves, hear winter in the kettle's tone, and in the margins call your mother, signed in crumbs and honey notes. Every Sabbath in a shoebox tin, every homecoming baked within. Grandma's recipe cards taste like Sundays, butter and mercy that forgives everything. Fold in the sorrow, sweeten the heartache, let the oven of patience sing. Pass down the bowl, pass down the blessing, measure with a wedding ring. Grandma's recipe cards taste like Sundays, butter and mercy that forgives everything.
When I break like brittle candy, when my words turn sharp and dry, I reach inside that silver drawer for a way to sweeten wine. Stir the silence, sift the anger, warm the room with open doors. Set the table, set the temper. Mercy rises, nothing roars. Write it down in butter light. Love them well and get it right. Now the cards are soft and fading, edges frayed like denim knees, but the taste of being forgiven still floats warm on kitchen breeze. I teach the kids the same old motions, how to wipe the counter clean, how to bless the ones beside you, even when you don't agree. If the day comes scorched and long, turn it low and hum a song. Grandma's recipe cards taste like Sunday's butter and mercy that forgives everything. Fold in the sorrow, sweeten the heartache, let the oven of patience sing. Pass down the bowl, pass down the blessing, measure with a wedding ring. Grandma's recipe cards taste like Sunday's butter and mercy that forgives everything. Grandma's recipe cards taste like Sunday's butter and mercy that forgives everything. Pass me the flour, pass me the kindness, let the quiet kitchen ring. Set one plate for every heartbreak, pour the cream and let it mend. Grandma's recipe cards taste like Sunday's butter and mercy that forgives everything. Tuck the cards back in the drawer and feel forgiven once again. Grandma's recipe cards taste like Sundays, mercy that forgives everything. The morning out of dirt and rain, sweat like ink on a canvas sky. Throw square bales into a rusted vein, let the tractor hum a lullaby. At quitting time he takes a 2-lane west, hand still hay-seated, sunburned brown. Stops where a white sign cuts the wind, welcome to another town. At every border he buys a card, corners bend, the pictures lie. The ocean here, a mountain there, a lie he doesn't mind to buy. He mails unsent postcards to himself from every state line, proof that moving isn't leaving, just a date and a design. Postmarks stitch a country on the backs of ordinary days. Sometimes the return address is the only part that stays. Yeah, sometimes the return address is the only part that stays. Greetings from in carnival fonts, a sunrise staple to the blue, a diner with a pie that flaunts a silver slice of something true. He writes, I fixed a fence in Amarillo, rained in Tulsa, healed in snow,
If you get this, you're still breathing. Sign here if you still know. He licks the stamp like sealing prayer, drops it in and doesn't wait. Lets the little red flag lift the weight, lets the road